Hi, I'm Danny Butler, and we've been borrowed a new BETA! I am excited about doing a BETA review, but I'm not sure why yet. Find out, because this is TrialTube. Now, a BETA is something that I am fond of. I had quite a few of them. I started this channel because of a BETA, and I often get a bit sad when they don't do new things to them. And this year, I can happily announce that they have changed the rear shocker and put 1mm difference on the fork legs. You know, I asked for something, and at least they give us something. It is the way it is. But this is a 250 2025 Evo. We're going to run through all the things that make it an Evo. We're going to talk about all the good, all the bad, and the pointless as well, because there's a fair bit of pointless on this. But with a twist, because I've had an idea. And this is my solution. That's right, a Vertigo RS DL. That's right, this video isn't just going to be the review of the BETA, it's going to be a comparison of a bike that you can spend lots of money on versus a bike that went up in price last year, stayed the same price, but well, you can buy cheaper. So we're back at Edensfield, and we're definitely on a different day. It's not the same day as the RS2 review, 100% a different day. It was sunny, but now it's raining. It's a different day. What we're going to do is we are going to put the Vertigo 250 Clubman build, which is actually Rich Timpley's dad's bike, against, it's got a flywheel weight on, it's basically, you know, as calm can be. It's also got a slow action throttle built in. And it's going to go against the completely standard 250 BETA, which all of the BETAs that come into the UK are of a super soft spec. Obviously, Tech forks versus Olay 39mm. We have got an Olay rear shock as well versus a Riga. Fuel injection versus carb. All of these things are going on in this review. Basically, we're going to go section for section, bike for bike, and we're not going to mess around. We're going to get straight to it because there is quite the price difference between these two bikes. So the BETA on my left, your right, is 6695. That's British pounds sterling. And on the right hand side, 8750, quite a chunk of change more. You've got the Vertigo, but it comes with Tech forks, Brake Tech brakes, a Riga rear shock, billet hubs. It's fuel injected. Lamborghini versus, I need to find an Italian brand and not insult BETA because I like them and I like the guys up at Lampkin, versus Fiat. And for the people that have just got insulted, you do know Fiat own Ferrari, right?
Okay, let's party.
Okay, I've had a little test of the BETA now. Just on this bank side, because this is going to be a clubman review, because I do believe that the 250 bike is generally purchased majority by guys that are looking to ride club trials. I'm not saying that this bike isn't capable of riding nationals and such, but it would need a bit of tweaking. For me personally anyway, that's nothing against the bike, we're riding a standard bike, okay? Now, the new BETA rides just like the last BETA, I'm going to be honest. Out the box straight away, first initial feelings, the front forks feel good. They always feel good though. I know they've swapped over to the Ole fork, but the Pi Ole fork, which was the previous iteration, they always felt great. So if you've got a previous BETA, it would be a hard push unless you really, really like red. Like a bunch of different shades of red. Now, clutch feels mega, by the way. Great work, BETA. The BETA clutch has always felt pretty good, pretty solid. This one feels good, very reactive, very positive feeling through the lever, quite strong as well. I wouldn't have to necessarily put in a heavier spring, which I do that on the Vertigo and the Gas. So we're going to have a clubman section, and I'm going to ride it properly. I tried to ride it like a clubman a minute ago, and I'm going to slide in a shot of me running into a tree with my knees together and my legs bent in one position, because good trials riding requires good technique, and bad trials riding requires your knees together, forwards with your weight forwards, and you in a panic crouch. Right, here we go. Section! Oh, left hand kickstart. Oh, I've missed you. By the way, the BETA kickstart still has a little bit of an edge to it, not too bad. Quite short though, but they've got quite a large idle gear. The bottom end of the engine on the BETA is quite wide, simply because it hasn't really changed since the Techno. Starts easy though. Right, you see all that? That is useless, and we're not going to do any of that. This is going to be pretty much old school, okay? So into the first part of the section, over this little lip, weight back, easily grabbing the back brake because the BETA back brake's quite accessible, sticks out quite well. The sump's pretty wide as well actually. It's got a very tight turning circle due to the head angle of the bike. Gently rolling the power on now. And over to the other side of the bike, swapping the body over. Now we're going to ride along this nasty little edge, and then across this very off camber to a tight turn, which requires maximum body shape, into another tight right-hander using the tree for a bit of levity, and that's the end. Now the RS2 that we've got here is Rich Timpley's dad's bike, and it's been built solely to be a clubman friendly machine. It's the 250, it's got the slower throttle body on, it's got the slow action throttle, it's got an IRC tyre on, which is like chewing gum, I'm going to be honest. The suspension is set up soft, the mapping is soft. Oh, and we've changed the gearing, so even the gearing is softer. Yeah. I'm going to say, this is as far as you could push a clubman bike, and we built the ultimate clubman BETA, which was obviously taking a BETA factory, which last year retailed for around 7.5. So we're not really talking about a cheap bike there, but this isn't a cheap bike either. The BETA right now has got its work cut out for it, because it's literally against the most modern bike that you can buy, being a fuel-injected two-stroke, which has only been reserved for the rights of brands such as Sherco as well now. But this thing just doesn't spin. It's just like a tractor. A really pretty Clarkson Lamborghini level tractor. It's amazing. Hey, look at that. A Vertigo that starts up first kick, eh? And now, the Vertigo DLRS. Which has got the complete setup of Rich's dad. So that's Rich Timpley from Camio Moto, who's graciously lent us these bikes for the day. This is his dad's bike, which is calm right down for the clubman style of riding. He's even got an IRC tyre on the back, which are like chewing gum. So over the top of that turn there, nice and easy. Both bikes had good clearance there on the sump. Slightly nicer head angle on the Vertigo. And I'm going to say a more assured supply of grip there from the Vertigo, just due to the, shall we say, the dimensions of the bike. Cross the camber there, and now what can only be described as a Mickey take him out of grip. One more corner to go. Wow. Right, after we've done a nice little segment of riding, we are now going to do 3 good points and 3 bad points on your BETA 2025 250 Evo. Now, I'm going to fire through these because we're going to do this on 2 bikes, so we're not going to mess about. Good thing number 1 is the power delivery. The power delivery of the 250 Evo is smooth, precise, and trustworthy. I'm going to be honest, it is a pleasure to have that level of smooth power delivery. It's not frightening, it won't put you off. It's the kind of bike that is your friend throughout the day. It's not at any point going to give you a little slap on the wrist to say, oi, you're not doing the right thing. I feel like the power delivery in this bike is just going to basically be your best mate. Good thing number 2, the clutch. The clutch, of course, the BETA clutch in this version, I'm going to say, has sort of been with us since the Techno. So it's quite heavy to the point where you can modulate the clutch nicely because you're not going to rush. There's some weight behind it. Some of the brake tech levers make the clutch a little bit too light, so you lose the feel. But the BETA clutch it's nice. It's really nice, actually. And good thing number 3. Good thing number 3, I have done this before, by the way. I do like the way the bike looks. I do think it's a mistake that they haven't reinvented, possibly for 2025, the back end, because, well, the mudguards are very brittle. But good thing number 3 is the head angle, because it does allow you to turn quite tightly. Yeah, so there's 3 good things. Good thing number 4, they start so easy. So easy. If you can't start a BETA, then you need to go back to school.
You're on, mate. I've got your ride up.
Oh, cool, that's fine. I'll cut this and cut it back. Right, we all knew it was coming. 3 bad things. Bad thing number 1, the mudguard. They should have changed it last year. They should have changed it the year before. They should have changed it the year before that, and the year before that. It's brittle. It snaps off on these 2 points here. Yeah, change these bolts for zip ties. Try and do anything you can to limit the impact that this will have on your bank account. Bad thing number 2. Oh, bad thing number 2. I don't like being nasty about the bikes, but the new back shocker feels a little bit lifeless, shall we say. I know it's a new bike, so it does need running in, essentially, but I've spent a lot of time now, and I think possibly the Sash one was better. Oh, unpopular opinion. And last but not least, on your 3 bad things about your BETA, because they are a staple bike and they're a great bike, don't get me wrong, for the price point, good thing number 5, the price point. It's cheaper than many others, apart from a TRS 1R, which comes just under it. Bad thing number 3, took me a while there, the brakes. They're just not as good as the brake tech ones. I don't care how many times you lot say they are, they aren't. I have to pull the levers harder. They are, yeah, they're just not as good, okay? But for a Clubman out-of-the-box bike, final verdict, shall we say, this bike is a bargain, absolute bargain. I would not be afraid of just rolling up to a club trial, riding the expert route and being happy as Larry. So that tells you all you need to know. I was nitpicking about the other things. I do like BETA. They are the most sold trials bike, according to them, because they never really released the figures anyway. So why alarm for? Right, 3 good things and 3 bad things about your Vertigo DLRS, and we're going to get through these really quickly because I've just done a Vertigo review on the last time we were out with Camio Moto. Obviously this is the 250 version. It's completely Clubman built, which means it's for the Clubman route. So 3 good things about this particular bike if you're a Clubman. Richie's dad has opted to fit the slow action throttle. He's got the slow throttle body on this as well, and it just grips so well. And that is the first good point. If you want grip in spade loads, I can't over exaggerate this enough. The amount of grip out of this bike is just obscene. You can just ride up things and the bike will do it for you. Then buy a 250 Vertigo and slow it down. Obviously Rich at Camio can help you to do that. He can tell you what to buy and what not to buy. So good thing number 1, grip. Good thing number 2. That's right, good thing number 2. The suspension is better all round. Obviously you are paying a chunk of change, but what you are buying is suspension, brakes, and, well, just the ability not to have to look in your airbox every 5 minutes, because you will have to do that on the BETA. This bike is the kind of bike that you ride, wash, prep correctly by checking the wiring that is all clean and dry, and then put away, ride, wash, and check correctly. Okay, you should always do prep on any bike that you own. Make sure the wheel bearings are good, shock bearings are good. You know, owning these bikes, these are race bikes out the box, remember. But this, yeah, just good thing number 2. All of this, so even, beautiful. Good thing number 3. Good thing number 3 is, on this particular bike, Rich's dad has decided to change the gearing slightly and put on an IRC back tyre. If you are a Clubman and you can get one of these to stay on the rim, because they do have a little bit of a tendency to come off the rim from time to time, but only when it comes to the trick riding. I think if you are keeping your wheels firmly on the ground, then you should be okay. Run an IRC because they are the softest tyre in existence, and they're like a caterpillar gently climbing his way across the roots and flowers. Yeah, so good thing number 3 is if you're going to change the gearing and tyre, do that. Beautiful. Oh, aha! That's it. Am I in shot? Right, okay, wicked. So you can see this bike over here and this bike over there. You always see like Clubman riders at sections like watching, like, it's a good line that was, lad, good line. Oh yeah, I'll be back. So there we have it. We have reviewed 2 bikes very quickly. I felt like if I did a full review on the BETA, it would be unfair to the BETA because not a lot has changed apart from some colorways. And when you see the bike in the fresh, and when you see the bike in the flesh, you will realize, that it really is 50 shades of red, okay? Red plastics, some other colored red plastics, some other colored stickers, some other colored hubs. It's like, I don't know, it just crashed into the paint matrix for shades of red. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they're celebrating all the shades of red it's been throughout the years, I don't know. I digress. The BETA has been up against, shall we say, a bit of a monster Clubman bike today. You really can't spend much more money than that thing over there. But it's held its own, it's done a good job. The BETA will always have its quirks and little things that are completely useless on it, like the guard on the front pipe, the extra breather hose that is at the side of the tank. There's a tank breather hose and out of the frame, and there's a tank breather hose out of the cap on the filler cap as well. So how many hoses do you need, BETA? Pick a hose. And yeah, there's loads of good parts about it. But I honestly haven't been let down by these two bikes. If you were going to get into the sport and buy a clubman bike, the BETA is a solid choice. Solid choice. Actually, I did prefer that the way the BETA clutch works. So for me, the BETA felt better, but that is because Richie's dad's bike is set up for Richie's dad. I haven't moved the clutch, I haven't moved the levers, the bars, any of it. And the BETA is sort of set up to me. So I felt a little bit happier aboard the BETA. I was happier hopping it about as long as I changed the rear shock. Thank you for watching TrialTube. We will be back with another fresh episode very, very shortly. We have got a 315 episode to eventually finish, and it is a good one, okay? We literally rebuilt this bike. When I say we, I mean my dad built this bike to a point of, yeah, we had it appraised, and what can I say? He's now, I don't know, he's looking at different house options and stuff like that. He really has gone big. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Huge thank you to the guys at Camio Moto. If I had Camio Moto across here, I definitely wouldn't fold my arms on the podium, okay? What?
The venue.
Yeah, I was getting around to that. I've got a guy off camera going. I'm like, what, drum and bass? Oh God, is it over yet? All right.
Is it still on?
Is it still on? Oh. I'll probably cut to this scene right now because we just cocked up the end, but don't worry about it. Thank you. Please like, share, subscribe. A huge thanks to the guys at Camio Moto. If you do find yourself sponsored by Camio Moto and it's across your chest, just keep your arms unfolded. Also, a huge thank you to the team behind Edensfield, which is the venue where we are right now. It's a fantastic venue. There is a huge variety of, shall we say, education you can get here, from having quite a lot of grip to having pretty much none. Because in the winter, this place is greasy. But you can now join Edensfield and pay a membership. Is now open. It's been a closed venue for many, many years. And then a, shall we say, a group of super enthused trials people have been able to get their hands on the venue and open it up to the lovely likes of you lot. So if you want to find out more about the Edensfield venue, get in touch again with Camio Moto and they will be able to help you realise your trials riding dreams in the area of Sheffield. Thanks. Choices. Good one. You've done well, little one. Look, the stand auto flicks up, it's in road mode. Kicks up first time. That'll please all the old people. And there we go, and second gear, because it's flat as anyway.